So when you work in event marketing and live marketing, obviously you're not just a brand ambassador making a good income. What I've learned with marketing business wise throughout the years is that it's important you have multiple streams of income and multiple clients. So when I'm working as a brand ambassador, sure, I'll do it to fill in the gaps, but ultimately what it comes down to um, is having multiple clients and multiple positions. So let's say you're a brand ambassador. You just became a brand ambassador. Your skill is being a brand ambassador. At some point, you're going to become a team lead, a field manager, a market manager, a regional director. Then you're going to start staffing. So there are multiple levels to event marketing. It's not just you going into a retail store or a local event to hand out free swag or, do a product demonstration. There's so much more to it than that. And the good thing about this is that when you're working, people think you're an employee. When you're working, people think you're an employee because people believe what they see, and what they see is that you're wearing someone's shirt with a logo on it. That's what they see. The whole back end, they don't see the back end, that you're really an independent contractor or a temporary employee. And you can go from one event to the next event, one product to the next product, and you can have multiple contracts at one time. So that's what I think a lot of people don't get about event marketing and being a brand ambassador is like what you're doing at 10 a.m. in the morning has nothing to do with what you're doing at 7 p.m. at night. You just have 2 or 3 people paying you per day. So once you get into it, if you decide to stick with it, if you can maintain it, yes, you will be a brand ambassador. People are going to look at you wearing someone else's t-shirt or, promoting someone else's product, and they're just going to assume, because people are people, obviously you're an employee, this is the company you work for, when that is like not even close to reality, not even close to reality. So as a brand ambassador, when you get started, so let's say you look at a day and it's, a pretty full day. You may go to a marathon at 5 a.m. in the morning. So you start working at 5 a.m. in the morning at a marathon and you're making 20, 25 an hour. You stay there for 4 or 5 hours. Then after that, you may have, let's say, a retail demo, like where you go in a store and you promote someone else's product. You stay there for, let's say, about 6 hours. And then later on that night, they have promotions at the bars and at liquor stores for like liquor and tobacco. So you can work, 10, 12 hours a day for 3 different companies, and it's going to be about a $250 to $300 day. And I know some people make $300 in an hour on YouTube, or at least that's what they say. But until you develop your skills to make that type of money on the internet, you can go out and work for different marketing companies and different products and make $300 a day. Okay, so after you've been a brand ambassador for a while, eventually you're going to become a team lead, meaning people are going to ship their products to you so that you can distribute their products, or you're going to check people in at an event. Eventually you're going to become a market manager where, you have like 8 stores or 30 people that, you check on, and they're usually pretty good gigs. And then you'll become a director or a product specialist where you start flying out, and training people or working on campaigns for new products and new rollouts. So there are multiple levels to this. It's not just, oh, you're a brand ambassador, we see you with that t-shirt on, you're an employee of that company. So far from the truth. It is so far from the real truth. So once you start getting the back end skills, I think what people are not getting is that you can do all of this at one time. You can be a regional director and a product specialist while you're staffing for another company or another product. And it does not conflict because you're not a full-time regular employee. Like, this isn't per se your job. You just have a 3-month contract. Now, some clients will ask you if you have any conflicts, and you should be honest. If you have a conflict, you have a conflict. But at the same time, is it a national conflict or is it a local conflict? So if you're doing like a local promotion, let's say you're working a marathon for a protein bar at 5 in the morning, it really has nothing to do with the national campaign that's not going to be marketed in your city. So the back end of marketing is that all the skills that you have you can utilize all those skills at the same time for multiple companies, and it's not a conflict of interest, and they will all pay you. So yes, go in as a brand ambassador, a product specialist, a retail sales specialist, but then you'll be a team lead, you'll be a field market manager, you'll be a market manager, you'll be a regional director, you'll be a product specialist, you'll staff for other people, and you can do it all at one time, and it's not a conflict of interest, and everyone is going to send you a paycheck. Now, when we talk about personal time, which is my struggle with marketing, is that you actually do give up a lot of your personal time. You sacrifice a lot. You will make the money, you will have the income, but you give up so much. Like, no, you're not an employee, but because you're working from your computer, because you're working from your phone, you're actually giving up so much more of your time. And if you wanted to have a social life, or if you wanted to have a family, this may not be something that you can do, because when you're staffing for other people and when you're running to this event or running to that event, when are you fitting all this in? So sometimes being a brand ambassador is all a person is able to do. Just like sometimes when a person is an employee, that's because that's all the time they want to give. You know, if you want to do other things, and if you want to have, a social life and a family life, you just have to find another way to make money. You have to find a way to make money that gives you everything that you want versus having to choose and having to sacrifice. And I've had to make a lot of choices, and I've had to sacrifice a lot, and I can't say that I'm 100% happy with it. I can't say that. But you know what? When somehow naturally you become a hustler, you're just a hustler, and you deal with it.